What's up, YouTube? So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about Zaven Collins, linebacker out of Tulsa. Now, he is reported to be 6'4", 260 pounds. Of course, Combine will reveal all the actual measurements of everybody, but I keep getting requested to watch him. I wasn't planning on watching him yet, but people kept asking, so sure. So, let me get into the positives first. I do like him a lot. But there are a couple things here and there that I wish were a little better just because of the amount of hype that is surrounding him. First thing is his instincts seem pretty good. He seems to read the quarterback's eyes fairly effectively. I wouldn't necessarily call it IQ, like pre-snap reads. I'd say it's mostly during the play instincts. When he's engaging blockers, he is pretty good about getting his hands inside. And occasionally, I've even seen him pull some cloth. He doesn't do it all the time, but I have seen it. So that's something he has. He deals with blockers. He deals with trash very, very well. He can get people off of him, and he can slip blocks fairly effectively too. As far as him being a rusher, he's okay. A lot of times he just kind of gets caught up if he can't just beat you off the line. He's a decent blitzer, but I wouldn't want him like playing edge or anything like that. His tackling is pretty solid. Sometimes the angles he takes will make him like just miss the player, but like people don't really break tackles too much from him. It's mostly sometimes he just misses by just taking a bad angle. That's something he can work on. Zone coverage, he's fine. I wouldn't necessarily say like he's a super great coverage guy. I definitely don't want him in man coverage very much. Maybe in a pinch, like if he's got a guard like a tight end or a fullback or something, he might be able to do that a little bit, but I don't really want him doing that too much. So, yeah, and he's also very patient, and he's very good at controlling with his blocks. Like, he doesn't try to play hero ball. He doesn't try to do too much. He kind of just does his assignment, which I'm a big fan of, and he stays patient. Doesn't get himself in too many bad spots. The issues with him really come with his physical traits. I won't call him slow, because he's not slow. But for the amount of hype he's been given, he's not that fast either. And he's not that agile either. He's got some speed moving forward, like north-south, he's pretty good there. But if he's having to move side to side, that's a little bit of an issue. He can do it a little bit, but not too much. He doesn't really have that much range in that way. And I also wouldn't necessarily call him super powerful either. I wouldn't consider him weak by any means, but I don't think he's that strong either. Not that he necessarily needs to be, but it is something I noticed. And it's just with the amount of hype surrounding him, those traits would have to be a little better to match up to the hype that he's getting. Because some people are talking about him like a possible top 10 pick, and that seems a little crazy. Some team might do it. I just wouldn't. Teams make bad decisions every year. So, but I do like him. I do like Zaven Collins as a possible late first rounder, maybe early second rounder. I like him there. As far as where I would play him, I think the best fit would be Sam. Sam linebacker in a 4-3 scheme. Because his eyes are pretty good. He can read the offense pretty effectively, and he can deal with trash pretty well. But he just doesn't have that athleticism to really go sideline to sideline like I'd want him to. So I definitely don't want him playing Will, because at Will you really need to be able to just kind of run free and tackle people, and I don't think he has necessarily the lateral speed to really do that. So I think Sam would be the best bet. Just kind of let him make plays in the run game, let him read with his eyes, and let him use his instincts. I think if you do that with him, he's very good. And if you're like a 3-4 team, put him inside. He'll be fine. Just make sure that you have another inside linebacker that is better with lateral quickness. Like if you do kind of like what the Pittsburgh Steelers starters do, they have Devin Bush to be your sideline to sideline fast guy, and then they have Vince Williams to be your north-south guy. Zaven Collins could definitely be your north-south guy. I do think he's pretty solid. I wouldn't necessarily call him like a really hard hitter very much. He's capable of doing it, but he's more of a wrap-up tackler, which I actually kind of prefer. He can hit. He's definitely got the size to do it, but he just doesn't do it a whole lot. And I think in a pinch he can play a little bit of Mike for you. It's just that true middle linebackers are extremely rare. Most drafts don't even really have a true inside linebacker. So far, I haven't seen one. Micah Parsons is good, but I wouldn't even call him a true inside linebacker either. But people like these two are probably going to play middle linebacker just because they're top talent linebackers in this class, and teams need people to play Mike. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're forced to do that, but I do think Zaven Collins would make for a better Sam. And I know a lot of people would be upset about me saying he's a Sam because for some weird reason people look down on Sam linebackers. It's stupid. It's just as stupid as people looking down on guards. Like, no. They're all those positions are needed. If you have a really good Sam, that's a good thing. But, yeah. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for this video. If you liked it, appreciate you hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.